AccuWeather's preliminary estimate of total damage and economic loss for this once-in-a-generation storm are between $14 and $17 billion. That was just released in the past hour from our data analytics team here at AccuWeather. Our coverage continues.
With Stormchaser Aaron Rigsby, he joins us live from Muskogee, Florida with an update. Aaron, you have just been following this storm, following the snow. What are things like there?
Yeah, good evening, guys. Well, I tell you, I can't believe I'm standing in front of the Welcome to Florida sign with about 5 to 6 inches of snow at my feet. I mean, it is just truly unbelievable. I'd never thought in my chasing career, and I've been chasing for 15 years now, that I would ever see this much snow on the ground in the Florida Panhandle. I-10 is just beside me here, and it is almost impassable. If you have four-wheel drive or a Jeep or something higher up, you're probably going to be fine, but conditions have really deteriorated. The snow is still coming down at a pretty moderate pace right now, heavy at times, but I tell you, the road conditions, I mean, they're going to be rough for at least the next 24 to 48 hours. And I want to mind you something, over the last 4 months, I've documented Hurricane Helene here. I've documented Hurricane Milton here. I saw the northern lights down by Fort Myers Beach, Florida. And now I'm standing in snow in the Florida Panhandle. You want to talk about a whiplash of events over the last 4 months? I mean, it's just truly been unbelievable.
That's absolutely wild. And back in the 1950s, there was a 4-inch snow event in part of northern Florida. It appears that we broke the state snowfall record in Florida. Now, records like this aren't just taken at a whim, so this is going to be reviewed by a board of people there with the climate analysts and so forth. But it's likely that this is it, Florida's biggest snowstorm on record, and Aaron's there for it. Aaron, how are people responding to all this?
Well, you know, guys, that's one good thing that's been out of the event is that a lot of folks did take this storm very seriously. There's been widespread businesses closed, essentially pretty much all the schools in this vicinity in the Florida Panhandle and into Alabama, Mississippi, and the New Orleans area have pretty much closed their doors at least today. And I would expect that to continue into tomorrow because this is a significant event for the north. In the south, it's going to take time to clean this up. The highways are going to be priority number one, such as I-10, that main east to west artery, before they can work their way into these towns and get to these county highways. So it's going to be pretty rough conditions, but everyone's been in good spirits. They've been enjoying the snow, making snow angels, even snowboarding on the side of some of the hills. So people are taking advantage of the rare opportunity in this once-in-generational event because they'll probably never have it again.
Yeah, that's the thing about storms like this. There's pros and cons to it. Stormchaser Aaron Rigsby, thank you for that update.
I'm walking through a few inches of snow.
It's freaking snowing.
We're getting a lot of wind.
It's almost 8.5 inches. Wow.
I can't believe I'm standing in front of the Welcome to Florida sign with about 5 to 6 inches of snow at my feet. I mean, it is just truly unbelievable.
We've been down here, since 2015, and this is the first time I've been able to make something that big.
This is a rare event here in the Houston area, a once-in-a-lifetime event here.
I've seen snow before, but never in New Orleans.
I think somebody forgot to tell South Louisiana.
It really is special. I was as excited as he was when I woke up this morning. I was like, let's go! Up in the attic looking for the snow stuff. And
this has definitely been unusual for the folks out here.
We don't have any snow, you're not ready for it down here. Don't have snow shovels, don't have snow tires.
I gotta say, I like your boots.
Yeah,
some Louisiana snow boots right there.
Never seen this before, but I get to snowboard a lot, so might as well pull the board out.
Look at this. I'm walking through a few inches of snow here on the beach, mixing in with the sand on Pensacola.
8 1/4 inches, almost 8 1/2 inches. Wow.
But this will certainly be a historic snow event.
It's freaking snowing. Holy crap.
I talked to several people. This is the first time they've ever seen snow. One guy was from Florida and he moved here and he's like, I've never seen snow before, and big smile on his face. So, you know, up north, there might be another day of snow for people up north, but for here, this is an event. This is a lifetime, something they'll probably remember for the rest of their lives.
Billy Nungesser is the Lieutenant Governor of Louisiana and joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us, Billy. Can you first state what kind of the response has been to a day of snow, sleet, and cold temperatures?
It's unbelievable. The snow just continues to come down. I'm here on the North Shore across that causeway from New Orleans, and about 10 inches have fallen in the neighborhood where we built the snowman and I live. It's just been an incredible winter wonderland here in Louisiana.
Pretty amazing. And Billy, you've been a friend to AccuWeather here for several years, and I know that you've been in Louisiana for a long, long time. Have you ever seen a storm bring this much snow to your neighborhood?
I've been here my whole life, never. We've had mild snow where it gets on the ground and before it lands, it disappears. But this just keeps coming. Since early this morning, it's still falling, and it's pretty incredible to see it continue to pile up. Like I said, this neighborhood's had over 10 inches, and it continues to come down.
And while people are able to get out and about and enjoy the snow now, in the future, there is that problem of refreezing. Do you have some concerns that you're worried about with this storm?
Absolutely. You know, we're not good at staying at home and staying inside with Mardi Gras and how we like to celebrate every weekend with fairs and festivals. And to stay locked down for 2 or 3 days, the temperature will be down in the teens tonight. So all this beautiful snow and ice is going to freeze and make it very dangerous for the next couple of days. So we need to stay locked down for the next couple of days until it's safe to drive again.
And I see a lot of footprints behind you. It looks like, you know, there is a way to get out and enjoy it that doesn't involve motor vehicle transportation. A lot of footsteps, a lot of footprints. So what would you recommend for anybody in Louisiana here for the next 48 hours?
You know, get out, enjoy it with your family and friends in the neighborhood as I'm doing here, but don't try to get out and drive and do things crazy, because it's very difficult for law enforcement or medical emergency vehicles to get to you if you do have an accident. So stay at home, enjoy the beautiful winter wonderland here in Louisiana, something we'll never see again in our lifetime. It's pretty incredible and amazing.
All right, Billy, that's great stuff. And with the cold that tears in here tonight, are we aware of many power outages or anything like that, or are we in pretty good shape in that regard right now?
It's been very minimal. There have been a few, and they've been restored. The energy crews have done a great job. We've seen minimal power outages throughout the New Orleans and throughout all of South Louisiana. So it's been pretty incredible that people have kept their power on.
Oh, that is great news. Lieutenant Governor of Louisiana, Billy Nungesser, thank you so much for joining us, taking some time, showing us the snowman. Enjoy the snow before, of course, it gets quite dangerous outside.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Billy. Good to see you.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana, land of heat, humidity, and hurricanes. But today, Louisiana's capital city is experiencing a flurricane.
I don't like a snowball.
It's so powdery, it doesn't even want to be compacted.
Interstates, bridges, and some local roads are shut down indefinitely. Law enforcement are doing their best to keep motorists off the roads, and then along comes a new innovation. For the kids, it's a field day. Looks like Mr. Snowman isn't coming together. This snow is so fine and unusually dry. You think you're going to make it with that snowman?
I don't think it's going to happen.
But how about a soda float in snow? Their parents know this is probably for them a once-in-a-lifetime event. Enjoy it while it lasts. For AccuWeather in Baton Rouge, I'm Leo Honeycutt.
Like we're not even getting good snow.
Our coverage continues tonight with Stormchaser Aaron Rigsby. He joins us live from Mobile, Alabama with an update. Aaron, we have had a tremendous storm. It's just amazing. I've never seen palm trees in snow. Except for that one travel stop out there in western Kansas, but it's a gimmick. It's a fake tree. This is legit. This is a real deal right now.
Yeah, there's no gimmick about that one, guys. I mean, I still have to remind myself that I'm about a 20-minute drive from the ocean. It's just surreal to see not only this much snow accumulate, but how fast it has been coming down. There's been the times where it's been coming down about an inch or two an hour. And I will tell you, though, the roadways have been relatively clear as far as traffic goes. They don't have quite the amount of snow plows that a lot of the folks up north do. But I feel like a lot of the folks have really heeded those warnings because this was a very well-advertised event. And honestly, we've been seeing the higher end of the totals really through across the whole warned area. So, you know, that forecast is really verified. And I'm glad to see that a lot of people are taking that warning seriously. And I will say, there was a pretty ominous emergency message that went out earlier that here in Mobile, for folks to just assume that all roadways and bridges are impassable and to essentially shelter in place, to tell you the kind of severity that and the strong wording that has been going on in regards to this winter storm.
And Aaron, it sounds like people are, taking those warnings seriously and hunkering down. But I know you've been in a couple areas across the southeast over the last day or two. What's your sense of how people really prepared for this?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we've seen with the last two events, there has been a lot of instances of a lot of the shelves cleared of non-perishable food. We saw a lot of bread flying off of the shelves, a lot of canned food flying off of the shelves, and a lot of those space heaters have been just flying off of the shelves. So I think that folks, not only are necessarily preparing for the winter storm that's rolling through here, but that big surge of Arctic air that's going to come in from behind this. So that's something that we'll have to watch closely as well, even long after the snow has passed.
Aaron, have you seen anybody out, or are people just kind of out having fun, but traveling by foot to the backyard and then coming back inside?
I got to tell you guys, I've actually been pleasantly surprised with the lack of stuck cars and accidents I've seen. I've come across a couple of them, but nothing what I would typically expect for this kind of event. Now, I will say, there's been a lot more foot traffic than a lot of wheel traffic that I've seen. And it's honestly been kind of a spectacle because, we've been talking about those records breaking. For some folks, this is probably going to be the only time they see snow accumulation in this area in their lifetime. This is truly a generational event.
That's great stuff. Well, Aaron, we appreciate your reporting. Put on a lot of miles over the past 4, 5, 6 months. But this one, probably one of the more extreme, but probably more enjoyable events at this point.